Yes, welcome back and let's continue. In this playthrough I have done quite a lot of mistakes actually. Some honest mistakes and some stupid mistakes, unnecessary mistakes, and I'm sorry about that. I want to make just a couple of corrections for this episode as well. The mistakes, as I have discovered them, has been annotated in the videos. What I'm going to do is to break this leader because he was really broken and not pinned last turn. So if I break him and put him under a desperation morale, but I'll keep the squad even though they have to take a check when the leader breaks. Let's say they pass the check. And also I want to lose the machine gun here, or break it. The Russian capture machine gun, they broke it when they fired it. Actually they broke it twice. And I'm going to remove it because from what I read in the rules, if you break an enemy machine gun you can't repair it, so it's still going to destroy it. Let's start turn 4 for the Germans. By the way, I'm using, can we see this? I'm using this player aid and going through the different phases, and I made some notes as well, but it's very good. And it's made by this guy here. With his address, so thank you for that. There's also another one which I'm going to use, I think, eventually. It also lays out the sequence of play and what you can do with them. So there are some handy tools. Enough with that, let's start the rally phase. And the attacker is the Germans. So basically now they will be checking for broken units that needs to be marked with DM, but there are none. And there is no unpossessed support weapons that they can pick up. Or there is no broken ones that they can repair, and now we're talking about the attacker of course. But talking about repair, I do believe that there is a heavy machine gun somewhere. Oh yeah, it's in melee. I don't know if they can do that. That's a good question. So can they repair it when they are locked in melee? Okay, so I checked the rules and they can't. No repairing of that weapon. Should have thought about that when I advanced them into the hex, that they would actually lose a chance of repairing the machine gun. Yeah, there are many things to consider here, many things, which I like a lot. I like that a lot. Let's move up to the building, and the guy I just broke will have to, well, will try to rally. By the way, he wouldn't have gone anywhere in the road phase because he is with a unit inside the building and there's no enemy close, so no, he will rally. He has a morale of 9, so he's pretty good. But he's desperate, so he will have to endure a +4 modifier, but it will be reduced by 1 because he's inside the building. So it's really a +3 modifier. That's not good enough. That's 8 + 3, that's way over 9, so he does not rally. But he will lose his desperation morale marker. Okay. So let's see if this guy, Sergeant Harpe, can rally the units inside this building. There's a -1 modifier because of the building, and the leader is -1, so that's really a -2 modifier on the roll. These guys have a morale of 7, let's try them first. Well, let's see. They rolled 6, they rolled 8, and they get a -2 modifier. So that's a 6, so they are rallied. They are back in the fight. These guys have flipped over. And let's try also with the guys with the light machine gun here. And they have a morale of 7. The same modifier applies, of course. And that's not a problem for them either. They are now back in the fight. They have. Who else? There's a guy here. The attacker may self-rally at the cost of a +1 DR. But there are several options now, I think. There's one guy here inside the building. But there's also a guy here. Actually, two guys down here, which needs to rally. Let's move the camera just a little bit so you can see it. So there are people inside this stack here that can rally. Or they can use one of the self-rally attempts. There's no leader here. But I'm going to try to rally this guy because he's inside the building and will get a -1 modifier, which will negate the +1 modifier for self-rallying. So it's a straight roll for morale of 7, and he rolled a 5. Excellent. Well, in this phase the Russians can rally too, but I don't know if there are any broken Russians. I don't think there are, no. No broken Russians. Okay. End of rally. Prep fire. There are very few good options. There is a heavy machine gun up here that should use his fire capability this turn, I think. The best chance of hitting is either in this building or in this building here. I'm firing at this building here with the machine gun. So that's 10 firepower with the squad. The leader is broken, so he doesn't help. 10 firepower, is it enough? Well, my experiences with prep fire is actually not very good. That's on the 8 column. If they roll very well, they might do it. There's a +3 modifier because of the building, so let's see. Okay, but crap. So they cowers, so they roll on the 6 column instead. But they do get a 4, and then you have to add 3. 1, 2, 3, and that is actually a 7. 7 on the 6, that's a normal morale check. Okay, that was actually not too bad, and the machine gun keeps his rate of fire. These guys have to check leader first. The 7-0 leader is checking. No, he can't take the pressure, so he breaks. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, the ELR is 3, and it has to be more than 3, not 3. His morale is 7, and which is the same as the morale of the guys below him. Let's break him and put him under desperation morale, and we have to test these guys too. Well, they do roll a 6, so they are actually good. So when a leader breaks, the units that have a lower morale than him must do a leader loss task check. So they have to check if they're pinned, but they have the same morale, so that's not lower. So they are actually good in all senses. So the leader breaks, but the squad stays. For now, these guys have prep fired, but the machine gun has not, so they will fire again with the machine gun. No, only on the 5 column. Same guys, yeah, same target. Ha. Good roll, that's a 4. It's on the 5 column, that's really on the 4. No, it's not good enough. Let's see. That's 4, and then there's the building TM. 1, 2, 3. That's a pin toss check, so now they do have to check if they're pinned or not. Yes, we can definitely pin them. No, they passed. Oh, they actually passed. Yes. Woo! Barely. They rolled the adequate number. They rolled a 7, so they're good. And that's it for that squad. Okay, so that was not too bad. Any more prep fire? Yeah, I think I will. No, I won't. I need to move and don't fire too much, so yeah. Okay, so the Germans really have a problem with time here. They need to get into these buildings here now, and they only have 3 movement phases to do that, including this one. Okay, so they should be moving in this direction now. These units down here, they can take care of this building, no problem. So if I start directing these guys in this direction, but there's a guy here that is a problem, the Russian squad here. I need to risk it. Yeah, I need to take these guys and move them out of this situation here and direct them in this direction. I'm going to take one of the second line units here, and I'm going to CX him. Oops, I'm CXing this guy here and move him 1, 2. Remember, he is CX'd. Now this guy can fire, but he won't. 3. So now there's a question, will this guy fire? So he is afraid that he will go into this building here now, so he will fire. There's a line of sight, it's open, and it's just terrible. On the 4 column, and it's -2 because it's movement out in the open and it's not assault movement. So let's see. So it's a pin check. That's really a 7, right? So 7 on the 4, it's a pin check. So these guys will have to check if they're pinned. The morale is 7. And they're not pinned. They can continue. But the Russians have first fired. So they use 3. They have 6. They have 6 because of the CX. So he can go 4, 5 into this building, but he wants to continue. Use 4. Go here. Now these guys can fire again. I don't know if they fire again. Yeah, they will fire again, of course. Subsequent first fire. There's no reason not to. Fire when you can. That's the Russian mentality in this game. On the 4 column, same modifiers, but they have first fired. Oh, I forgot already. Which is really a bad thing. These residual fire markers, so there's some fires here. So it means that moving through here now is going to be difficult, and that really... I forgot that when I planned this as Germans, but okay, what the heck. What the heck. Well, there's a new fire. Yeah, so the modifiers are the same, but now we only fire with, or the Russians only fire with 2 firepower, half of what they normally use. On the 2 column, they shoot and they roll a 5. That's a good roll because it's still movement out in the open and it's non-assault and all that, so it's really a 1 morale check. Morale is still 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, but it's a 1 morale check, so they break. Well, and there is a 1 residual firepower in that hex. Okay. Russians have finally fired. My brilliant plan didn't work very well. I simply forgot that they will leave residual firepower markers here, so that when I move up this road now, I have to take checks here. It's the same as being fired upon. Stupid, very stupid. But surprising, which I like. The game surprised me there. Wow, okay, nice. Okay, I devise a new plan. I will have this leader here with this light machine gun move. Movement factor is 6 because he moves with the leader, and I'm going to CX them 2, so they will get 8 movement factors. And they will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Maybe too late though. Okay, so these guys are moving from this X to this X. I'm just bringing the elite squad with the demolition charge. These guys can see them. If they fire, it's inside a building and it's not a good shot. Rather wait for these guys to come down. And he's moving here too. Obviously I'm going to move into the close combat to really make that a decisive victory for the Germans. Some guys up here, they need to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will CX these guys too. They're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The more safer route. Ah, this was stupid, no? Yeah, it was a bad mistake. 1, 2, 3. So what about these guys? Should I move with them? Well, I didn't fire, so I should definitely move. I'm declaring assault move and just take a chance. And I'm going to try to fire smoke here. If these guys are elite, I can't remember. Let's first check. No, they're first liner. I'm trying to place smoke here for 2 movement factors. No, total failure. And not only that, laying smoke and rolling 6, then I have to stop the movement phase instantly. So he doesn't get to move anywhere. But he did a movement action, so they can be fired upon, and now they will fire. Of course, it was not movement out in the open, and it was actually an assault move, assault smoke move. But there is no, and there is a 3 modifier for the building, so there is absolutely almost no chance of hitting. But there is not going to be any movement here now, so I'm going to shoot regardless on the 4 column. Modifier is +3. Roll a 5, and that's a miss. They did first fire. It will be put a residual firepower marker inside that building on 2, but it doesn't really matter because they all come off now anyway. The movement phase is over, so I will just remove the markers. And I don't think there are many units that can fire in this phase. We are now in defensive fire phase. These guys can't see anybody, can they? They may be able to see inside this building here, but it's outside of the range and it's going to be a terrible shot. These guys can't see anybody, they can't. Well, they can see these guys up in the road, so these guys are going to try. Why not? Let's see how it works. And shoot the people on the road, or the squad on the road. But they are going to trace their fire through an orchard. And their firepower is only 2 because of the range here is long range. Their range is 2, so they can fire maximum 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it. But through the orchard, that's +1. So it's on a 2 column, +1. Well, they're all a 3, so that's interesting. That's actually a 1 morale check. Wow, good shots. So 1 morale check. Oh, they're broken already. I didn't think about that. Well, there's still a 1 morale check, so if they're broken again, it's going to be terrible. Yes, they are actually. No, they're not. 4, 5, 6. They survived. Yeah, they survived. Fantastic. Lucky. No, did they? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they survived. They're really pinned, but since they're broken, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was a good shot. Interesting. That means that these guys are also going to take the chance and fire into this building here. No, they can't see them. No, they can't see them. It will go through this building. Oh, crap. That's the only guys that have a target, so that's it for the defensive fire phase. And now we have the advancing fire phase. They are broken, they can't shoot. These guys can shoot. So they will try to shoot. They are 4, they are firepower 7. They can use the light machine gun. And they will shoot right here. Firepower 7. +3 modifier. No, it's not 7, it's half firepower, of course. So that means that it is 3.5, which is on the 2 column. On the 2 column with a +3 modifier. Oh, they have to roll good. They didn't roll good. They rolled a 7. So no, that's a miss. Ta-da. Yes, these guys can fire. So their total firepower is 4. It's 7. So it's the same. It's on the 2 column. It's +3, -2 for the leader, so it's really a +1. That's still a miss. It's 8, so no go. They will do the same. They have a firepower of 2. It's on the 2 column. I'm going to try to shoot here. It's good. Line of sight is good. It's inside the building. Well, they rolled a 4 on the 2 column. But the +3 really makes this a 7. So it's a miss. These guys, I know they can shoot here. So the reason I don't think I need to measure this is because he will look from the center dot and straight down the spine and into this building. You see there is no problem. So he will fire at half firepower. Oh yeah. So they have assault fire capabilities. So their contribution will be 2.5 rounded up to 3 plus 1, which is 4. And they will add 2, which is 6. So they're firing on the 6 column into the building with a +3 modifier. No, that's they're all double 5, so they cower and no. That's just miss. Let's hope I didn't make too many mistakes this turn, but well, I never think I do until I rewatch it. Advancing fire phase is all done and prep fire markers come off. And we can advance. Yeah, and the idea down here was to put these guys into the melee. I don't know, is there a stacking limit now? Did I exceed the stacking limit? I did, for sure. But does that apply for a melee? Yeah, there is indeed a stacking limit. Let's see if I have adhered to the stacking limit. So, stacking limit up to 3 MMCs and 4 single man counters. So the Russians, they have 2 MMCs and 1 single man counter. They are good. And alright, the other guys have 1 MMCs, which is CX'd. So this CX comes away now after the movement phase. They're not CX'd anymore. And I want to move 3 MMC squads into here. They don't have a leader with them. They're facing off a leader with 2 MMCs. So we are within stacking limits. So, big stack. Really a big stack. The only thing that Germans can put into now are leaders, but they are not moving anywhere. They go here, I think. Yes, so the Germans have now advanced. Oh, actually, I forgot it's a road phase before that. Oh, crap. Does it matter? Yeah. It matters for these guys. They are... No, they don't have to route because the adjacent enemy here is in melee, so it doesn't count. That's good, they will stay put. Let me just briefly think about it. And these guys are broken. Yeah, so during the road phase, these guys become desperate. They should be desperate already, no? Why did I not put the desperation morale on these guys? Well, anyway, they will be desperate now because they're out in the open and they are seen by a unit that could fire upon them. So they will route into the nearest building hex. They will choose to avoid stacking. Oh shit, they will choose this one here. And then they will advance, everybody is advancing, which I just did, and then it is close combat, and now it's going to be interesting to resolve this close combat. I think I need to flatten these out. Okay, so this is the situation for the melee or the close combat. There is no ambush because it's a continuation of a close combat that was before. Alright, so the way this works is that we can combine the attacks. So Right, so the German player are going to have these two guys with a combined attack of 10. They are going to attack these guys here. They have a combined of 5, so that's a 2-to-1 ratio, and then this guy is going to attack this one on its own. I'm a little bit unsure if they can really pick out this leader, but yeah. So the Russians now have to declare how they will defend and how their attack are going to be. So they're going to respond to this 1-1 attack, and 5 they will going to attack the guys with the flamethrowers here in a 1-1 attack. So they are betting on a 1-1 attack. They can't get 2-1 ratios anywhere. So that's what they're doing. Let's resolve the German attack first. Here it's a 1-1. And the kill number is 5. So if I roll 5 or less, it's going to be a hit. No, they rolled a 7. So they do not inflict a hit on the Russians. Then these guys are going in a 2-1 attack. And then the kill number is 7. Much better chances. And again, there is no modifier. Yes, they were able to score less than that. They scored a 3. So these guys are eliminated. But they get to respond back first to see if they can at least take some with them. First the 1-1 attack down here. Let's put the red cross here saying that these guys are dead. So if the number was exactly the elimination number, the kill number, then it will be, these guys will be quality reduced instead of dead. I think they're dead now. Yeah, let's have a look at that later. But now the Russians will respond down here. Same kill number, 1-1, so 5. Now they're all on 8, so there's no effect. And they wanted here to do a 1-1 attack on the guys with the flamethrower. So let's roll again. Now the leader is participating with a -1 reduction to the roll. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. They rolled a 5. And with a 1 reduction, that's really a 4, which is less than the kill number. So they will take out these guys with the flamethrower. I try to check now whether the support weapons are killed along with the squad. If they are eliminated in close combat. The rules doesn't say. The starter kit rules, I couldn't find it there. The full ASL, there are rules for this. And there is some rules about the die number here. If the number of the color die is less than the kill number and so forth. But for the starter kit rules, there is no mentioning of it. It only mentions that if the unit is being eliminated through an infantry die roll, I mean shot at, and loses its support weapons, then it may drop it. I don't know. It's a tough call. I think I'm just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to eliminate all of these units here. I can't really. Regardless, this is the situation now with terms of units. In this hex, we have an elite squad. Carrying a support weapon. And we have a first line squad. Facing some Russian conscripts, and they are still in melee. We will be heading into the Russians' turn next.